because there's too many of us that are too good for too many time periods. When you talk about Moms Mabley, one of the greatest female comedians that made people feel good about all those adult jokes she was telling, but then you put up against Whoopi Goldberg, who was, to me, her dialogue was so amazing. Her ability to go in and out of characters, so amazing. But I don't want anybody to feel I like somebody more, because I can't do what Sherry Shepherd do. And I'm sorry, girl, because I know there's some comedians don't like to be called bitch, but I got to give you your propers. And speaking of that, Melanie Camacho, one of the greatest comedians I've ever seen. Hope Flood, greatest comedians I've ever seen.
Yeah.
There's too many out there to name, and we haven't gotten our shot. So that's why I want to produce something that gives people their shot. Who would have thought somebody would have called me to be on daytime TV, and I'm a nightclub performer, and I'll be there from season 2 to season 15 of The Talk on CBS, the most conservative network. All we need is the shot. So in answer to your question, there are too many great comics that you see these comics, and we've been sitting around with each other. You know how hard it is not to choke laughing at Jamie Foxx when he gets on a roll, and all of us have been friends, but then we talk about him when we show the picture of him with the Jerry curl. That's comedians getting together. You know, so I really couldn't name, you know, who would be my top
Let me ask
4.
you this. Are there, you mentioned Hope Flood,
Yes.
yourself, and
Yeah.
some more, and Adele Givens, and Chocolate. So many of the young, I remember
Yes.
so many of the women comedians back in the 90s.
Yes.
Are they an upcoming crop of new women comedians?
I think all these young ladies on social media, they got one coming called Don't Call Me a White Girl.
Yeah.
I think this got a line, I ain't gonna say it because I want y'all to hear it out her mouth, that I was hosting a show in Pennsylvania, and when she dropped that line on the people, I ran out and tackled her because it was such a good line. I'm a technical comic. I will listen to somebody sing, go, damn, I wish I had wrote that.
Right.
You know what I mean? So there are some great female comics, but also you need time. You can write jokes every day. You can't polish every day. You need stage time.
Okay.
You need to understand why those of us that were doing adult comedy were doing adult comedy. And don't separate. Don't say, well, this is a clean comedy. Are you a good comic? Right? And then there are comedic actors who are decent stand-ups. That's why I'm not going to name names.
Okay.
They know who they are. You're a decent stand-up, but you're a great comedic actor. So don't put
Are they
us...
two different things?
Yes,
Guys
they
that can act in front of
and be funny.
Be funny in front of the camera,
Yes.
as opposed to getting up there and it's just you and an audience and a microphone.
Absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you something. When people say, like, I don't know why Earthquake has not been put in a position to do a
That's my
reboot
dog.
of Sanford and Son. I would be Aunt Esther.